It's finicky anymore because this is collagen, the real collagen, but it looks better when there isn't pieces. So sometimes I take time and do like this, a little bit, the biggest pieces, and there is a slip of blood cloth. These I take out. Or something else, or pepper or something.
When she first started doing this, she would sit there for hours trying to pick out any two eggs that might be stuck together. Or like, come on, Diva.
Okay.
We're just going to eat it, okay?
And see, like these little ones, the white ones, this is totally nothing wrong with it. This is just a bubble burst out. So it's a membrane of the whole caviar. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm not even be finicky about that.
After 15
See how
minutes.
now it's the salt intensifies the color, so it's getting a little more red. So I try to shake it off pretty good, so I don't pour the whole thing, and just a little bit at a time. Sort of. David, can you put towel underneath so it doesn't run?
So how many fish
How
was
big
that
are the paper
from?
towel?
Yeah, 4 right there.
I don't know how many fish was it? I don't know,
Seemed like
15
about a
something.
dozen, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably a dozen female fish. I mean,
No wonder it's so expensive.
And that's
dozen
from red,
fish-
if you would do it
eggs
from
from a dozen
silver
fish
in
or
this batch.
sham, then they are much
Yeah.
bigger. That's another,
I
efficiency. Yeah, and it's
just
a
hopefully
pretty
people learn
finicky
in
process.
general
That's why it's expensive. It's
how to
not
use that
because
fish.
not enough
So-
eggs. It's because the time consuming and labor expensive.
You try to
That's
tell
why.
people in Lithuania that at the Kenai River, people catch all these fish and they throw the caviar away on the beach. And you can't even tell them that. But they just call you a liar. Then no one would
You know,
throw away caviar on the
I'll
beach.
tell you a funny
That's-
story. A few years ago, my uncle called me from his cell phone in the middle of night. They confused about the time. I got so scared. I thought, holy shit, something wrong with my parents. So I pick it up, and he says, "We want to know if it's true or not. They just show on national TV news. Somebody came to Alaska when dip netting was on, and they saw all this, heads and spines and caviar on the beach, and they asking me, is that true or is it a joke? Is that real or not?" So they didn't believe it, and so they wanted to ask me, so we go, "Yeah, it's real." Are they crazy or what? They throw away caviar like that? It's like, a spoon, it's
Those
$10
wasteful
or
Americans.
15.
I know.
You know?
So
And a lot of these people, you look at them throwing this stuff away, and then you look at them, and they really need what
Well,
they're throwing away.
It would be like
It's right in their hands and they throw it away.
a bunch of Americans, maybe if you said, yeah, they just throw 100 pounds of cheeseburgers away every day, perfectly good cheeseburgers. People would be like, what?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I thin it like that, so I'll make thin layers so it dries out faster. However, make sure you don't leave it on a windy day for 5 hours because
It'll turn into crunchy little salmon eggs if you put it outside in the wind.
Yeah.
So dry it in some place
But the
that's
fox,
cool.
the fox don't come along and...
Oh, it would. I don't leave any food.
It would if it could.
See, like I still look again and make sure these are little too big pieces. So that's how I do it. It's
Collagen's good for you.
yeah, it's good, but it
How did
doesn't
you
look. It doesn't look that good. So still, biggest pieces I take it off.
So somewhere cool that is not breezy
Right.
for how long?
You know, it's difficult to tell because it's if it's a rainy day, it doesn't dry out.
Yeah, it's a rainy day.
Makes sense.
But it's still breezy on our porch, so I'll try to leave it for an hour, and we're gonna eat. I'll leave it a little bit longer, but some will have it for lunch. When we
Yeah,
get there.
it's edible now.
It's edible, but
It's better tomorrow.
No, well, it's just that if you were to put it in a jar without drying it a little bit, then water would separate out. And
Yeah.
you'd have a layer,
Yeah.
a little layer of water at the bottom.
so don't put it in a jar without drying off.
Yeah, so you dry it a little bit.
Yeah.
However,
It dries and it drops, so the water goes out. I think it's pretty good.
It's really pretty.
And well, I'm not even gonna close it. I close a little bit, I guess, a little bit.
yeah, you're really trying to get it to drip out more than you're trying to get it to air dry.
And we'll
Okay, that makes sense.
David, can you open the door?
Why don't you take the whole tray?
Yeah. Oh, was this?
Yeah.
No, I'll just take it this down. Is it?
He saves it for bake.
What's
Right down here.
I want it outside. I don't want to have toxic.
Little